Hey everybody, Cornfed Lady here, and today I'm going to show you our new baby bunnies because we just bred our rabbits about a month ago and they had their new babies yesterday and the day before. Okay, let's take a look at Pinky's babies first because they were born first. So these babies are going to be 2 days old, and the next batch we look at are going to be just 1 day old. I'm going to look at your babies, okay, Pinks? I'll bring them right back. Okay, so like I said, Pinky had her babies 2 days ago, so these are 2-day-old baby bunnies in here. Let's see how many she had. Now, usually Pinky has an average of 7 babies in each litter. Let's see, we've got one fat, healthy-looking baby. Now, when you're checking these babies out, some of the things you want to look for is you want to look to make sure that all of their parts down here are intact. Sometimes they'll have a problem with their belly button or with their privates, so make sure there's nothing hanging out, there's no guts hanging out, there's no hernias. You also want to look for scratches. Sometimes the mom can accidentally scratch them jumping in and out of the box. I don't see any scratches on this one, and I don't see any imperfections. So he looks nice and healthy. The other thing that you do want to watch is their bellies. You can see this one has a very wide, fat belly, and that means that he's getting enough milk from his mom. So this little guy looks nice and healthy. Let's see how many more there are. I'll put him up front so I don't lose track. Okay, here's number 2. And again, we want to check the underside. They don't like to be flipped upside down, so they will try to fight you on that. Looks like all the parts are intact here. Nice fat belly, no scratches. You will notice that their eyes are closed. Now their eyes will be closed for usually about 10 days is what I've found in my experience. And then after those 10 days, they'll open their eyes and start to be able to see. Their ears are also laid down for the first few days. Hey, honey. So they're not really able to see or listen. They just respond to touch. So you can see he's enjoying me touching him, but he can't see or hear anything yet. Okay, that's number 2. Hope that one crawled back up in there. We already checked you. And let's see, here's number 3. Okay. Now number 3 is quite a bit smaller. He might be the runt of the litter. Let's go ahead and check him out. Looks like all of his parts are intact. No scratches. His belly's not quite as fat, but he's not skinny either, so I'm not too worried about this one, even though he is a runt and he's quite a bit smaller. Let's see, just for comparison. Here's his brother or sister. You can see he's quite a bit smaller than him. So this one's the runt. Usually the runt will be the one that has the most trouble, but in this case he seems very healthy and strong. If you flip them over on their back, they should instantly want to right themselves back up again. That's a sign of health and strength too. So it looks like Pinky only had 3 babies. Make sure there's no more hiding in here anywhere. Well, that's it, just 3 babies. Okay, now before I put these back with their mom, I'm going to cover them back up with her fur like she had them. And we'll take them back in there and get the next batch. Hey Pinky, you got 3 beautiful healthy babies. I'll bring them back to you, okay? There you go, Mama. That's good, girl. Let me scoot you back where it was. There you go. That's good, girl, Pinky Pinks. You have 3 beautiful babies. Yes, you do. Alright, let's check out Brain's babies next. Now again, Brain's babies were just born yesterday, so they're only 1 day old. And actually they were born in the afternoon, and it's morning right now, so they're less than 24 hours old. Let's take a look at your babies, Brains. Alright, the second batch of babies is for Brains, and again, these are just under 24 hours old, so let's see how they look and how many there are. Okay, here's the first one. It's quite a bit smaller than Pinky's babies, but you can see this one has some different colorings. This one is what we call broken, and that just means that the white breaks up his base color. So it looks like he may be a black or a blue, and he's broken, so he has white on him. And of course he's feeling his way around because he can't see anything yet. Let's take a look at his underbelly. Now you can see some wrinkles in his skin when you turn him over. That means that he might not be eating quite enough. But again, this belly is pretty wide if you look at it on the sides, so I'm not too concerned at this point. But if we were worried, we could always sneak him in with the other mom since she only has 3. And she has an average of 7. Now, this mom here, Brains, she generally has an average of 6 babies per litter. So let's see how many she has. Okay. Looks like this one is a 2-tone black. So he's black on top or brown and white on bottom. It's hard to tell at this stage if they're going to be black or brown because they all kind of start off looking black, and sometimes that black will turn into more of a brown. So again, this one's kind of petite compared to the others from the last litter, but these are a day younger, so they should be a little bit smaller. But he has a full belly, no scratches, all parts are intact, so that one's good. Here's number 3. It's another broken color. Again, fat belly. All the parts are intact, no scratches. He's rolling himself over kind of in a fat, lazy way. This one's really fat, but he did. So that's 3. Here's number 4. Looks like this one's all black. Fat, healthy belly. All parts are intact. No scratches. He's strong. I'll check for more. Alright. I think that's it for this litter. So it looks like Brains only had 4 this time. I'll put them back in their nesting hole. And Pinky had 3. So we have a total of 7 babies this time. Now we didn't breed our other 2 rabbits this round because Mr. McFeely, our other male rabbit, passed away. And we've got a new male breeder, but he's not quite old enough yet. And that is Shiloh. We call him Shy because he's the shyest rabbit we've ever had. But this is Shiloh. He's not quite old enough to breed yet. When he is, we'll start breeding him with Beebs and Midnight. So they're just kind of taking a break on this side of the bunny shed for this round, and they'll be breeding again in February. All right, let's go ahead and get these babies back to Brains. Here you go, Brains. You had 4 healthy, happy babies, Brains. That's good, girl. They're all healthy in there. They look very good. That's good, girl. You always want to make sure to give your mom some pets, so they know you still love them too, so they don't get jealous of the babies. Not a real big round of baby rabbits for us. We're used to getting 20-some rabbits, and we only got 7 this time, but we did only breed 2 of our rabbits instead of all 4, and they each, for some reason, only had a half a litter. Now, I'm going to have to go back in and check their charts and see how many fall-offs they had from their breeding sessions. So let's go ahead in the house and do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look in our homesteading binder, and this is where I record all of the breeding and things like that. Okay, so this is our rabbit breeding page. I write down the names of the rabbits, who bred with who, how many fall-offs they had. It says Pinky had 2 and Brains had 3. Now normally we shoot for 3 fall-offs, and Pinky says 2+, so it could have been 2 or 3, and Brains had 3. And that's actually what we shoot for, is 2 or 3 fall-offs rather than just 1, which needs to be retried or it might fail. But 2 or 3 fall-offs is what we shoot for. So they should have had their full litters. I'm not sure what happened there. But you can see Pinky's average is usually right around 7. And it's usually on day 31. She was actually a day late this time on day 32, and so was Brains. Brains usually comes on day 31. She has an average of about 6. And she came on day 32 this time, and she only had 4. So it looks like they were both a little bit short this time, but it doesn't seem like it was an issue from breeding, because when we look at our breeding page, they each had 2 or 3 fall-offs, which should have been more than enough for them to have a full litter. Okay, well, that wraps up our baby bunny video for the day. Y'all have a good one. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you're not yet. Y'all have a good one. Bye.
Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin.